Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Hit that like and subscribe button. We got a lot to talk about, man. You know, Keith Thurman, I want to talk about him. I want to talk about some of the statements that Kenny Porter's made. But first, let's talk about Keith Thurman, right? So apparently, he's got two mandatories that he must face next, back to back. And this is what the WBC has gone ahead and done. They've made Danny Garcia Keith Thurman's mandatory, and they've also made Shawn Porter his mandatory. So he's got two mandated fights that he must fight back to back, seemingly, right? Now, I know his comeback fight is in, I think, May. We don't know who he's fighting. Jesse Vargas, I don't know. He hasn't said anything, but we know he's coming back in the ring in May, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't do research. I go off memory. I think he's fighting in May, but who cares? Not the big point of this video. Why aren't Shawn Porter and Danny Garcia fighting each other for a chance to fight Keith Thurman? Keith Thurman has already beaten both of these fighters, and he beat them both back to back. So why must he fight them both again in rematches? He beat Shawn Porter. It was a close fight. And he beat Danny Garcia, which was a pretty lopsided fight in my opinion. Okay? What more is there to prove in fighting Danny Garcia and Shawn Porter again? In my opinion, Keith Thurman knocks out Shawn Porter, and he beats Danny Garcia to a pulp in the next fight. These are not fights that the majority of fans want to see. I'm not even sure if Danny Garcia fans want to see him fight Keith Thurman again, because they saw what happened in the first fight. They were, yeah, you want to say he ran, whatever. He outboxed, outclassed your fighter. He beat him, all right? Why isn't the WBC making Danny Garcia versus Shawn Porter? Both of these guys have been fighting in WBC title eliminators over the course of months, right? Well, Danny's eliminator was against Brandon Rios, I guess, right? But Porter has fought a couple, right? He fought Andre Berto and he fought Adrian Granados in eliminators. For what? The WBC is clearly money hungry. Clearly they're money hungry. You know, they're mandating these fights. They get paid. They get a chunk of the money from these fights, obviously. And I'm really sick of these sanctioning bodies, man. I wish we just had one champion. You know what I mean? That would just clear things up. But there's so many politics to get this belt and that belt, sanctioning fees here and there. That's what Kenny Porter was talking about, right? It makes sense. But let's change lanes a little bit. Yeah, I think that's really all I got to say about Keith Thurman. But, you know, one more thing. If his next three fights are planned out, right? So he's got his tune-up, Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia. Not order. I'm not sure about the order in which he's going to fight those two fighters, but it's already laid out in stone, right? So that's three fights. Let's not forget about the welterweight tournament that was announced some time ago by the WBC, right? You know, there's going to be a welterweight tournament in which the winner of this tournament gets a shot at Keith Thurman. If he's still the champion by then, which I'm pretty sure he will be, all right? Because I see him beating all three of those fighters. So Keith Thurman says he wants to fight twice this year, right? So that's a tune-up and either Shawn Porter or Danny Garcia. Two fights, 2018. Now we're moving to 2019. And this is just if he doesn't get injured again. And we know that this is a common theme amongst Keith Thurman. He gets injured in between fights. He's injury prone, okay? Not knocking him. We'll call it what it is. His elbow's injured. Fine. Whatever. Keefy Poo's injured. Now, two fights for 2018. Third fight, 2019. We're just saying he doesn't have any injuries, okay? He'll fight Danny if he hadn't fought Shawn, or Shawn if he hadn't fought Danny in 2019. So that's one fight for 2019, right? Now, that's two tough fights that he will have faced back-to-back, right? Maybe the welterweight tournament's over, maybe it's not. But I'm pretty sure he's going to try to squeeze in another tune-up fight before Spence. Or he might have to fight the winner of that welterweight tournament. So that's going to be two fights in 2019. So now we're moving to 2020. Like Keith Thurman said, if he's really the truth, then he's going to be there. You see this? Prolonging these fights, fighting twice a year. You know, I'm sick of it. Yeah, you want to say Errol Spence fought once last year? We know this. But historically, he's fought and he's been very active. And we'll see if he's more active in 2018. He said he's going to be more active. We will see. You know, he's got a mandatory by the IBF, the Ugas guy. You know, I've seen the guy. He's going to get knocked down and chopped down, just like everybody else. And then maybe another fight. So maybe 3 fights for Spence this year. But Keith Thurman, once upon a time, he used to get knockouts, but now he gets decisions, okay? We're not going to see that Spence fight until maybe 2020, maybe 2021 if we're lucky. Honestly, just look at the timeline. His career path is already laid out. Now let's switch gears. No, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna make another video about Kenny Porter, man, because he talking crazy and reckless right now. But Keith Thurman, and you know, you also have to throw Lucas Matisse into the equation too, because he has a version of the WBA championship, and I understand that he's promoted by Golden Boy. And that's kind of a harder fight to me, but I would like to see Keith Thurman versus Lucas Matisse. I'd rather see that than Danny Garcia or Shawn Porter. At least it's a fresh face. But the only problem is he's with Golden Boy, and who knows if they'd be willing to work with Al Haymon guy. I mean, you know, this caliber of an Al Haymon guy, because Thurman's high up on the totem pole, right? So we don't know. But I do know we're not going to get that Spence fight for some time. And don't even mention Terrence Crawford, because they're already trying to blackball him out of this. They're just saying he gotta do something of note at 147. Let me tell you something, okay? Terrence Crawford is gonna fight Jeff Horn for the WBO championship. He's going to beat Jeff Horn for the WBO championship. With all the skill that Terrence Crawford displays, I think it's safe to say that his style will translate well up to 147. But what it sounds like to me is they want him to run the gauntlet so they don't got to fight him. You know, they want Spence to lose. They want Crawford to lose so they don't have to fight him, so they can come up with an excuse not to fight him. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. But, hey, if that's what you guys like, if that's what you guys like about boxing, the weak politics, you know, I'm not really concerned with the politics. I just want to see these guys get in the ring and fight. That's all I want to see. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of waiting for fights. I'm tired of dudes saying, "Oh, well, Terrence Crawford gotta get 2 fights, a good couple wins in before we fight him." But when Keith Thurman, prior to Shawn Porter, had done nothing, he had done nothing. His biggest fight was against Diego Chavez, and he almost got knocked out in that fight. Okay. People talk about Spence. Oh, he's only beat Kell Brook. Well, no one was jumping to fight Kell Brook at 147. Keith Thurman wasn't. Shawn Porter lost to him. Danny Garcia wasn't even a welterweight yet. And truth be told, Kell Brook was the best welterweight at the time. All right? So don't try to get on Spence, because he's trying to make these fights. And now they're saying, oh, Errol Spence is being protected by Showtime and Al Haymon. Really? He's being protected? Or are the rest of you guys being protected? Shawn overbite Porter, Danny Cherry Garcia, and Keith once upon a time Thurman. Their day's gonna come. Hitman Boxing, I'm out.
This world will bring you down with mass confusion and complexities, but I am the master of my fate and captain of my soul, you see. Stuck in the mentalities that says one thing and does another. Oh, the contradictories. That's when I visit my utopia of Capricornia to be free. Most would say that's not normal, but for me, life is but a dream, and your reality is what it seems. I'm sitting in the crib I found on Craigslist, staring out in space, scheming what my next move is. I'm thinking that it's time to move west. No idea what I'm doing, I'm just trying my best. Not exactly where I thought I'd be. Honestly, a 9 to 5 never was in my dreams. I've been feeling all alone lately. Nothing I ain't used to since '88 as a baby. When I came up out the womb, everybody knew it was something special about me that fills a room. I never understood it, but my OG told me it's a blessing. I should use it to the fullest. And that's what I've been trying to do. But it's hard to keep a smile on your face while paying dues. Damn, it's hella cloudy in the room, and the shadow of reality is darkest when it glooms.
I'm in the midst of the world. I wish someone could see me. Surrounded by clouds, free me. It's like an endless dream, leading to endless roads. I wanna be free from this army of clouds.
I had a dream about a month ago while I was sleeping on the couch in my parental's house. That's when I knew that it was time for me to up and go. So I booked it. Couple friends took it personal. Like, why you just up and go? Ain't even bother to tell nobody. That's rude, bro. It was unintentional. Conversations with myself, I need a hospital. I think I've gone bipolar. Half of me is conservative, any other stoner. I think I lost the love that I had from a good girl. The temp is negative 18, yeah, that's a cold world. Janis Joplin that's playing on my Pandora station. Cosmic Blues, just some emotional life changes. Whole time, no, I gotta stop looking back, because the future's not a present, gotta get on track.
I'm in the midst of the world. I wish someone could see me. Surrounded by clouds, free me. It's like an endless dream leading to endless roads. I wanna be free from this army of clouds.